Bussells Farm. It's just been taken over. It was taken over in January of this year. There's been a massive amount of improvement done to the water. There's been swims built, there's a car park that's been put in that's a lot harder, and the path to the fishery itself is a lot better. There's a toilet, and there's some great looking fish, as we can see from this little board here as we come into the fishery. Some lovely common carp, some rather colourful koi, and some rather worry old mirrors. So we're gonna take you around the complex, let you have a look at it all, and explain a few of the rules to you. So Bussells Farm is a 3-pond complex, but it's kind of like one big pond really, because they're all interlinked and the fish can move between the top pond, the middle pond and the bottom pond at any time. The average depth is around 6 feet. This part of the pond here is only fishable from 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening, because there's a holiday complex the other side of it, and you don't want to be able to disturb the holiday makers. So this part of the pond is day fishing only up to the hours of 6 o'clock, as I say. The rest of it down here is 24-hour fishing. So tip number 1, I would always fish on the teeth of the wind on this venue. Many people have told me that the fish follow the wind. So in this instance, obviously we've got the wind blowing down towards the car park. I'll probably fish towards the bush, probably fish little PVA bags, maybe method feeders, with a boilie as a hook bait or a piece of corn, fake corn. And because the fish aren't huge in here, they go to just shy of 20 pounds, and you stand a chance of picking up everything. Tip number 2, if the lake was feeling pressured, I think I would go where people aren't fishing and try something a little bit different. I think that would give you that little bit of an edge. I don't know what that would be on the day, obviously you'd have to figure that out, but I think if you were doing what other people weren't, for example, if there was 6 people on this lake down here, it would make sense to go up on the top pond and have a good walk around. Make sure that you walk around and you look at everything and you look at where you're wanting to fish. Try and find fish to fish for. That's probably the best tip that you could have for any fishery. My third tip would be to think about your baiting approach when fishing this water, because not only are the carp in here, there are also some big bream, some tench and some perch. So I would fish like a boilie only approach when fishing for the carp, or if I wanted to catch other things along the way, I'd fish smaller boilies or pellets, and then I could catch, I could experience some of these lovely bream that reside in here and some of these lovely tench as well, and maybe fish some particle over the top of that, or even a maggot feeder on a quiver tip. So obviously think about your species you're targeting, and think about the best approach you can on how to fish for that fish.
Right then guys, so my first tip for fishing Bussells Pond would be to always bring some pike gear with you. There's quite a lot of pike in here, ranging all the way up to like mid-doubles. There's quite a lot of jack pike. I've caught a few myself, even on bits of pepperami, but if you were fishing for them, you'd definitely catch them, so bring some pike stuff along. Right then guys, so my second tip for fishing Bussells would be to not ignore this little bay in between the 2 parts of the lake. You've got the big part with the island there, and it goes out into a massive open water, but this little bay in the middle is all nice tree lined with reeds and everything, and it's a kind of ideal stalking spot where people often walk past it and just neglect it and think, oh, there can't be anything in there. So don't ignore that little spot. I've had a lot of fish from that. Right then guys, so for my third and final tip, never forget this stuff if you come in here. Absolutely brilliant. Just flick it in under a few of the trees and 9 times out of 10 you'll at least see 1 or 2 carp coming up and taking bits. They're quite crafty. You stick at it, you will catch them on little bits of bread. Well guys, drama as is always the way in on the bank angling. As you can see, the sun is literally almost gone. We've persevered. Been a few fish taken, bits of bread underneath this bush which you can't even see, but you can see Kev and you can hear that fish which is really pulling away out there. He's got one on these rock hard conditions as well. Northeast.
It's freezing.
Northeasterly wind, absolutely freezing. Kev did turn to me and say, "Are we mad?" But there we go. We wanted to show you a Brussels carp, and hopefully Kev can get this one in. I won't keep filming because you can only see the silhouette of Kev.